So are you okay? I know that's a stupid question because I know you're not okay. I'm just say something to me, please. I know you're upset at me.
No, I'm not upset, silly. I'm perfect. I'm great. God forbid, I'm upset. And, I have my own problems. I'm good. I would never have my own issues. I would never be upset with anyone. Especially you, because you can do no wrong.
Yeah, then what are you? Because the second that I've gotten here, you haven't really spoken to me. Even with your sunglasses, I can tell you're not looking at me. Just say what you want to say. Okay, your pregnancy stuff, it's not easy to go through. So, please, unload on me. You unloaded on my mom. Curse her out for what she did. Go ahead, curse me out.
Oh, I didn't realize. Would it make you feel better if I cursed you out? Would it put you in a better mood? And would it fix your concerns if I sat here and I just put you on blast and had the crash out of a century on you? Is that what you want me to do? You want me to curse you out?
As a matter of fact, yes. It would make me feel better. Because I deserve it. I feel guilty. I know I was away for work, but I could have been better. You know?
Okay, well guess what? Since you want me to do that, I am not going to do that. Okay? Because for once, I'm thinking about me. Your sister taught me that your feelings are valid and you should sit in them and you should do whatever the hell you want with them. And that's what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna feel guilty for how I feel. And it's not my job to fix however you're feeling because of how I feel. If that makes sense.
Melissa, I'm not trying to justify how I behaved. What I said on the phone was cold, it was crude, it wasn't how a boyfriend should talk to a girlfriend. It's not how someone who loves someone else should talk to that person. 100%, I own up to that. I guess, without knowing what you were going through, I was just trying to give you some tough love over the phone. Alright, like, you have a habit of when you were sad, or when you were bored, or whatever, to kind of lean on me.
And you better be quiet, because you do the exact same thing. You were guilty of the exact same thing. You're not going to sit there and make me look like I'm clingy and needy and dependent and this and that, because I'm aware of what you do as well. Let's take it back. Who leaned on me in your marriage? Who used me to cheat? Because you were feeling needy and clingy and whatever and needed fulfillment. I was that for you. So hush, hypocrite.
Kind of a low blow, no? To take it there?
It's true though, I'm sorry. And you said some harsh things to me on the phone. Go get a life. Oh well, you're a hypocrite.
Fine. I get what you mean. But I'm talking about right now. We are both at a point in our life where we are good, where we are stable, where we don't relapse, and we aren't the same people we used to be. And I didn't know you were going through what you were going through. If I had known, I wouldn't have spoken to you that way, and I shouldn't have spoken to you that way to begin with. I want us to have a relationship where we're not so dependent on one another.
This isn't what I want to talk about. I am not going to sit here on Dr. Phil and talk about this and that in our relationship. I just lost the baby. I just went through something in my prior pregnancy. Now it's a prior pregnancy when it should have been a 40-week one. I'm not talking about my insecurities and my issues with you. I have other things on my mind, and I'm going to keep them on my mind because I have a right to. Do not try to change the subject and make this marriage counseling. Oh, we're not married. Sorry.
You're right. I'm sorry. And I'm sorry that I spoke to you the way that I did, and I wish you didn't have to go through what you went through. It's horrible because I know how much you wanted this, and I guess like when I found out, maybe this will make you feel better a little bit. When I found out through my mom, that second where she said Melissa got pregnant, surprisingly, to my own surprise, I was excited. Like, you wouldn't necessarily think that after what happened to Junior. But man, I was hyped. And then she told me the news and I was bummed. So based on that, I guess it's safe to say that I do genuinely want to have a baby with you. I think that's cleared up for me. I know it might be a little too late, but in the future, like, I'm committing to you that I want to have a baby. Like 100%. No ifs, ands, or buts. Like, I was genuinely excited to imagine what a baby between you and me looks like.
Do you actually mean that?
Absolutely. I'm not kidding around. I make enough money in my job. I have a nice career. I have my health. I have a better outlook. I'm not addicted to anything. I'm clean. I'm sober. If there was ever a point in my life where I want to have a baby, it would be this point in my life.
You're also over Miranda. You forgot to add that. That's something that changed. You're over her. Don't forget.
Well, yeah. That's a given. We all know that. Been over her.
Well, what about the marriage thing, though? Because you were the one that told me that no babies until we're hitched. Is that still a rule after what just happened, or what?
Yeah. I'd still prefer to be married before ever having a child with you. I'd still want that tradition.
I don't like that answer. Because marriages today are a lot harder than marriages back then. Of course I want to be married to you. But when you say something like marriage and this and that, then we have to pay for a wedding. And I know myself, I'm going to want a certain type of wedding, and you're not going to have the money for it, and then we're going to just put it off, and then we're going to be 51 years old and still talking about like, well, maybe we'll have a baby one day. No, we're not going to have a baby one day because we never had a wedding because, Do you get what I'm saying? I don't like that.
Melissa, you're going to get a job, right? I make good money now, and I will make even more money soon. I think it's feasible, like, for us to potentially one day have a wedding, and,
Hey, I had a job interview today and I failed at it. So, no job in sight right now. But also, what do you mean potentially married? I just got pregnant by you. And we're talking about definitely having a baby. And you're still using potentially for marriage?
because it's a little weird to say, like, when we get married and I never asked you to marry me. You know what I mean? So I'd say potentially.
Okay.
What? Melissa, I don't have a ring, like, if I were to ever propose to you, I would want it to be special,
Okay.
I hate to do this for the 50 millionth time, but I don't have a ring. This is all I can offer you. Look at it as an engagement bracelet. Melissa Cartwright, will you marry me?
Yes.
If there was one place in the United States where you would retire to spend the rest of your time living out your life, you move away from family, and that is where you go to die, essentially, not to be morbid, where would you pick? Because I asked this, you've traveled more than I have. You've been all over the country. You know places better than I. It's an interesting question, and I could definitely tell you what my favorite place is if I were to choose to retire today. But before I tell you, I have to ask why. What's making you want to quote unquote go retire? I don't know. Because I was thinking the other day and today that maybe my future does hold a life like that, where I move away, much like my former daughter-in-law, and live out the rest of my years doing what people my age in the future do, whatever that is nowadays. I'm no therapist, but from the way you're talking, it sure does sound like you're talking from a rather bad place. When we're tired and we eat more or we say things we don't mean, that's where this is coming from, it seems. Am I wrong? I don't have grandkids. I'm never gonna see Charlotte. I don't think Gabby's gonna have children. Just my hunch. Me and Joey fight every other week, to the point where I'm a little numb to it. To the point where I kind of know when this son of mine is going to forgive me. It's almost like a repeatable pattern. Pattern is repeatable. You know what I mean. Sometimes, as a mother, I kind of believe that I am causing more harm than good in my children's life. And, before you cut me off and tell me I'm wrong, there's a reason why senior citizens, not that I am anywhere close to that, not that that label is flattery to me or anything, but there's a reason why people who get older move away to Florida and retire, and I think it's because they know that they are more harm to their children at that point than good. Mill. I know you may not like this phrase, but age is just a number. It's also very relative. You're in your 50s. I may not dye my hair and I may be gray, but I still don't look at 50 as old by any means. I look at it as still in your prime, in my prime. I don't like qualifying a 50-year-old as old. It bothers me. I know, Jonathan. And everyone always gets upset when I speak like I'm old when I'm in my 50s. Because there are many people who watch that are in their 50s and they don't feel that way. But what people need to understand is that I am in my 50s, but I feel like I am 125. It pisses me off that no one picks up on that. That I talk like I am way older than I am. Because I feel like I am way older than I am. I don't want to bring him up, but Salvatore was the same way. And we would both speak like that. Just old curmudgeons, even though we are 50. I know there are wrestlers who are wrestling in their 50s and consider it their prime. Good for them, but I don't feel that way. And that's why I talk like that right now, because I feel like the older I get, the more of a burden I am going to be to my children. Okay, well, I may not have kids of my own, and I may have fractured a lot of my family relationships, but I do know when children love their mother. And you may take it as arguing is not love, and you may take it as your daughter doesn't want to talk about everything with you. That doesn't mean that they don't love you. And I think you would leave a giant hole in their life if you were to go retire somewhere else. I don't like that you're sitting around thinking that you're the problem. We're all problematic. In more ways than one. Do they? Like I said, my son fights with me every other week. My daughter has something going on with her that she won't talk to me about. And then I'm just gonna get older and older and older, and they're gonna have to take care of me. I don't want that for them. I always thought I would just be a grandma, and they would keep me young because I'd be chasing after them in the park. But I'm not going to be. And instead I'm just gonna sit in my chair, read my newspaper, and let my bones get older. You're overlooking one fact, and it is a fact. And it's that if I have my way, I will take care of you when you are really old. I will. I'm talking old. You can't wipe your butt anymore. I will be there for you. Rain or shine. You mean that? Will you be by my side until I die? Because I don't think I have a pretty future in store, so if you want me like this, get used to it now. Mildred, love is a very complex thing. And I know I speak on behalf of most people who find love. It's never truly on purpose. It's never hand-picked. It's never when you want it to happen. And it's certainly not with the person that you desired it to be from day one. Did I ever think that you and I would be together, and did I ever think that I would be head over heels for you? Intoxicated in a sense where I feel like I'm in my teens? Absolutely not. There was no romance in my family. My sister is a great example of that. Speaking of 50s, did you really think that I was imagining that in my 50s I would find a love that I never thought existed? No, but I did. And I am not willing to let it go. That whole expression, set what you free, set love free, or set the person you love free, doesn't apply to us, because I am not letting you go, and I am going to watch over you until the end of time. I don't mean to dampen the mood, but I don't feel good. What's the matter, sweetie? You alright? I don't know. It started the other day when Melissa was over. I noticed like a lot of pain in my stomach and head. She left her drink behind. And, it wasn't bad after, but maybe she spiked it with some sort of alcohol or something, but it's getting so much worse now. The other day, Melissa came in with what looked like a Powerade. And then I remember her drinking it. Well, she didn't finish it, is what you're saying. No. And it was one of those weeks where, I primarily drink water and coffee, and there was no coffee, and I was sick of water. So I just had some of whatever she was drinking. know what the hell was in it. Maybe I'm allergic to something. Alright. Call it a hunch. But we have to get you to the emergency room right now.